Discussing the roles of twin flames through their design as one soul, which is not restricted to feminine or masculine, though it can be that one operates more often through what we describe as being a feminine energy and one may be more of a masculine energy. And it's actually usually in our imbalances that both twins are in wounded masculine energy. And this may not be true for everyone, of course, but I think it is more common for both to be in wounded masculine, operating only through their lower three chakras. But to live only through our lower three chakras is not how we're meant to live. I think that's when people are consistently going through life only focused on work, or maybe they're envious or resentful towards others, or mad, stressed, depressed. They're not finding fulfillment from within, and they might be getting it outwardly, or it may appear that they're getting it outwardly. But without that inward balance, it could eventually feel like lack, because I think if we don't find that inwardly, then it will always feel like something's missing. And as I've gone through my journey, I've questioned what soul alignment is and how do I do that, as I'm living like a human being. And I've learned that it's not about being aligned or balanced, but being aware. And when we're aware, we're able to mindfully make choices towards that balance, such as just knowing the difference between what satisfies your ego and what resonates with your heart. Following your heart and feeling that resonance and using that as your compass is what keeps us open to our higher self, or our divinity, or your higher power, however you want to call it. That's what my soul alignment is. Because through my journey, I'll always be growing. There's no end point of reaching perfection and then I'm done. Or, some people talk about enlightenment, but I don't think there's, a done point. So it's through following that resonation with my heart that I move through my journey with growth. And as one soul shared between two people, as we follow our guidance, like it's who we become, because this is our soul design. It's then that one may more often act through divine feminine or divine masculine energy. I usually refer to twin flames as the feminine intern, or the FI, who is the more spiritually focused twin, experiencing growth more through the upper three chakras, which does tend to be what we categorize as being feminine in nature, and then the other twin as the masculine intern, or MI, being the matrix twin in their imbalance. But as they go through their journey, they become more grounded, the one more connected to earth, their environment, but it's through their heart resonance. It's not an imbalance anymore. I mean, not to say that that's not there. I talk about balance a lot, but it's an in and out thing. It's something like I was just talking about. It's an awareness. Once we're aware of it, it's not about being in that balance all the time. It's just knowing how to get there and recognizing when we're out of it. And as our free will is a part of that, it's a choice for us to make. But the masculine will experience more through the lower three chakras. They'll experience their growth. Not to say that their soul design, who they are truly meant to be, is only to the lower three chakras. Our design is involving all of our chakras, but it's our growth through our journey that it's going to be more focused through either the upper three or the lower three. And this is just my belief. And that's because of what I've experienced through my own journey and what I've been shown. So take it as you will. But they experience more of their growth through the lower three chakras, which are more masculine in nature. And I would like to note that the feminine and masculine traits are associated with all of the chakras to an extent, but as with the spiritual twin and the physical twin, one is more to the masculine traits, while the other is more to the feminine. So chakras each have a unique vibration. Like my root chakra vibration is different from yours and different from even my twins. This is part of our physical design for our soul, because I believe that the body is designed for the soul. And for twins, we're two bodies that are part of our shared soul frequency. So just discussing the seven main chakras, the lower three chakras are the more grounded or physical chakras. They're representing our physical nature more so than the upper three chakras. And the lower three are more related to outward experiences. And we tend to see more expression through the lower three because they're the more physical and often serve as outlets. So we see that more. And I consider these chakras to be more associated with masculine traits and giving. And I consider the upper three chakras to be more receptive and of feminine traits, the more spiritual chakras. They're often related to our inward experiences. They're often associated with our higher state of consciousness. And as the spiritual twin, most of our growth is going to happen through the upper three chakras. And like I was saying, we find our unique balance through all of the chakras. This is my true design, and why when I follow my resonance with them through my heart chakra, my chakras vibrate at their intended frequency. And this is not something you'll find in science books, but I think it's definitely something you can feel and experience the results of in your day-to-day living. And as we gradually grow through learning to feel resonance in each of those and how to attune to that with our thoughts and our words and our actions, interestingly, just like we see energy mirror with our twin, mirroring shows up through our chakras. So the 7 main chakras start at the base of the spine and they go up to the top of the head. At the base is our root chakra. It's the lowest vibrational chakra of the 7 main ones. And it's associated with survival, feeling safe, secure, and grounded, which helps us to be present in our actions. And remember, these are outlets. They're giving and they're more masculine. So much of this can be affected by our environment, the people we interact with, and so on, our ability to survive in that, to be grounded with that. And whether our chakras are balanced or not, it's how we experience and express. So if our root chakra is balanced at its intended vibration, then we feel secure and grounded, and we can feel comfortable sharing that with others. The sacral chakra is thought to be a higher vibration than the root chakra, and it's associated with creativity, sensuality, including sexuality and pleasure. So the vibration here can help shape desires and passion and intimate relationships. The solar plexus chakra is associated with willpower and confidence, forming relationships, being authentic with others. And it's also associated with energy and our gut feeling. So those are the lower 3 chakras. And the next chakra is the connecting chakra for the upper 3 and the lower 3, connecting spirit and body. And what I believe to be where the twins come together, both at soul recognition and in union. And that's the heart chakra, which makes sense because the heart chakra is associated with balance, compassion, forgiveness, and love. With the upper 3 chakras, the vibration continues to increase. The throat chakra is associated with creativity, truth, communication, and confidence. The third eye is associated with intuition, creativity, perception, and even manifesting. Then reaching the crown chakra, it's often associated with enlightenment, wisdom, unity, peace, trust. And remember how I said the upper chakras are expressing more inwardly, and how the solar plexus I mentioned, confidence and truth, that's your confidence and truth in more of an outward energy. How you share that with others. And where the mirrored upper chakra is the throat chakra, and it's truth and confidence, but it's more inward, such as how we're honest with ourselves, how we feel in speaking our truth to ourselves, but also outwardly. Like, none of this is one thing because it all works together. Like, certain things may involve more of a masculine energy and maybe have more of a physical stance. So again, much of this is flowing outwardly, like creativity. It's within all the chakras on some level, but from the sacral, it's often related to how we share creativity with the world. Feeling safe and grounded is our own safety and groundedness, but it allows us to feel that way, and it's often expressed as doing the same for others. When we have that balance or imbalance, we have difficulty showing up for others. We feel anxious and insecure. But mirroring with the upper chakras, I think of it as not only mirroring in an inward or receptive way, but spiritually. So the mirrored chakra for the root is the crown chakra. And the root chakra is on a physical level, feeling safe, having our needs met. In the crown chakra, we have peace and trust in our divinity or a higher power. So it's on a spiritual level. As twins follow their guidance, and this may not exactly be acknowledged as God or right and wrong or whatever, but they're recognizing what feels right to them through their heart, rather than allowing other people to dictate that or to steer them, or even their own ego, to allow the ego to call the shots, which much of that comes from the way we've been conditioned to people please and all that. But the more we follow that resonance, the more we see our divine energy in our actions. And I think the MI begins showing up for others first, but for the I think they tend to start showing up for themselves more directly first. And the MI will begin to find their balance in the lower three chakras. So, placing an importance on security, stability, groundedness, their connection to their environment all begins to happen. And they may do things where they get a job where they feel accomplished. They may become more involved with the home, doing things to provide for it, secure it. They show up in their relationships with friends and families and loved ones. They begin sharing more of their creative side with others, being present with experiences like, they're not always in their phone or whatever. They're actually paying attention to what's going on and interacting with people. They're allowing themselves to truly feel and appreciate sensually. They begin to gain confidence in their true identity, but this is only the beginning as they're slowly getting back to themselves as they were designed. And as their vibration remains consistently higher, people and things that don't match that vibration gradually move out of it. And I think this is a reflection of the FI's experience with much of their growth occurring through the upper three chakras, the more spiritual chakras, experiencing and expressing more inwardly. Remember, they're like inlets, they're receptive, and also not just receptive, but I think they tend to be more receptive. Like how I mentioned, the crown mirrors the root chakra, where we physically feel safe, grounded, and secure, feeling our connection to the earth. But through the crown, we can experience more peace, enlightenment, trusting in divinity, acting through our divine energy, whether it's feminine or masculine, and feeling our connection spiritually. With the third eye chakra, the FI is in creative flow, receiving ideas, feeling sacred sexuality, and getting downloads, feeling trust and openness with their higher self. Whereas through the sacral chakra, where it mirrors, they release that sexual energy. They take those ideas that came through the intuition and they put them into action. Share them or express them through creative works or whatever. They feel open and connected to the environment, nature, and others through that. And with the throat chakra, listening and speaking our truth, we're able to identify our own authenticity most through our throat chakra and our solar plexus. With our throat chakra, we're using words that empower us, words being part of our ability to create. And this mirrors more outwardly through the solar plexus, with confidence in sharing our authenticity through actions, and also manifesting through action and relationships with others. And part of the feminine's role as the spiritual twin is not only for themselves, but for the MI as well. Like, I think they're a spiritual conduit for the masculine. And the same applies to the masculine providing the most grounded path for the feminine. And keep in mind, this isn't related to gender, but it's the feminine energy that's a big part of the spiritual growth, and the masculine energy that's a big part of the 3D related growth. So, as the lower three chakras mirror the upper three when they're at their intended vibration, they come together in the heart chakra in full vibration of the soul frequency. And rather than the heart chakra mirroring one of the other chakras, it encompasses all of the other chakras as its intended vibration. And I think this is where we have unconditional love for ourselves and others and acceptance of ourselves and others. But I'll be mindfully doing that through my heart as it resonates with my heart. And there will be times that I do that, and there will be times that I ignore it because I'm a human being. But through my journey, I'll always be growing through that, through my heart resonance.